Chad Sermon. I'm the head men's lacrosse coach here at Iona University. I went down south to Mercer University down in Macon, Georgia. I was there for almost 8 years. My first few years I was there as an assistant coach, and then my last few years I was there as the head coach. And then from that experience, we moved back to the Northeast. I started working at Manhattan College, only for a few short months, working with the Manhattan College guys. And then Iona announced that they're starting Division I men's lacrosse just up the road, and I've been here for a little over 2 years now. It's a special opportunity. I wish there were new programs starting every year, but unfortunately in the sport of men's lacrosse they're kind of few and far between. But it's a really awesome opportunity to just develop things from the ground level. Everything from our training programs, everything from our support staff and systems, everything that our guys would experience as Division I athletes and as members of our men's lacrosse program. And so to be here in the beginning and to be a part of that is really unique and something that I definitely is important and special in my mind. We started in 2022 and 2023 spring, and that entire year was really a year of planning, just kind of getting some of our systems and our people in place to help us as we build this thing out. And after that initial year, we were able to welcome in our first recruiting class. Those guys were high school graduates of 2023, and they were here all last year, fall 23, spring 24, practicing, training, developing, and what we told that first group and shared with those guys is they're the first people that anyone's ever meeting from Iona Men's Lacrosse.
My name is Vincenzo Gramaglia, and I am a face-off midfielder for Iona Men's Lacrosse team. The fact that the program was just starting had me really excited, being that we would be able to pretty much leave our footprint here at Iona. I want to be able to play, and I think that starting a new program is more exciting than just kind of cycling through an already started program.
My name is Tochi Agwamba, but I also go by Jason or Jay. I am a close defense for the Iona lacrosse team.
It definitely was a process coming from basically my senior year, not really knowing what to do. I'm the only lacrosse / almost athlete in my whole family. So I kind of had to figure out through my high school coaches and coaches coming from other colleges and trying to figure out how to get from where I am before all the way to where I am now. But on the other hand, Coach Sherman and the other coaching staff, they made it extremely easy in another sense and very helpful for me to come just straight out the blue and not really knowing necessarily what to do. They called me over, showed me around campus, showed me all the amazing people that I've so far met. That's been a really big part to me.
So we're fortunate to have that entire year with that first group of freshmen, just to help them to understand what our expectations are as a program in terms of how we want to conduct ourselves on campus, what we want to stand for, what our core values will be as a team. And so really that entire first year was just focused on that with that group, just kind of understanding what it means to be a member of a program that's never existed before, and what we want it to look like as a finished product.
My name's Noah Perea. I'm a goalie for the Iona men's lacrosse team. Coach Sermon and Iona really stuck out to me because of, I want to be here, I want to leave a legacy. I thought coming into a new program was pretty cool. Not many people can say they got to do that, be the first class and build around that, because that group's going to be embarked in the program forever. And so I wanted to be a part of a strong foundation that left this program better than it started. It was definitely tough. That first year, I felt as soon as we got on campus, we all kind of meshed together and there wasn't really problems with anybody. And we all knew what we were getting into, so we all had each other to lean on. So that was nice.
I think it's 100% better. I mean, I don't have that experience with, upperclassmen so far, but at least from what I'm learning for now, we all have this close connection. We're all the same age, around the same age, so it's very easy for us to get along. How many differences we can all get on each other at the same time without having any problems or anything like that.
That has really kind of pivoted us into this year, where we welcomed in our second recruiting class. This year, fall 24, spring 25, will be our first year of competition, which is obviously very exciting, and from an outside perspective, very excited opportunity, but something that we've been building towards for quite a few years. Is first and foremost trying to solidify our identity. Right? We've talked a lot about program expectations, our core standards and things like that. But now we get an opportunity to put that onto the field and have it manifest itself into what do we want people to think of when they watch our team play? What characteristics, if they've never seen the game of lacrosse, how would they describe our team? What words would they use? And so does that align with what we want to put out there and the product we want to put out there? As our program gets older and better and wiser, so too will the guys within it. And so that first class had the hardest task because they had to lead themselves. And peer-to-peer leadership is extremely challenging, right? And those guys are coming in the same level of experience, the same kind of understanding and knowledge as the guys that they're trying to lead and the guys that they're trying to help mentor along. And so they had that tough task from year one. And then now flash forward into that class's sophomore year, they get an opportunity as sophomores to lead that first group. And that's something that most sophomores don't get an opportunity to do. A couple of guys that come to mind, Jimmy Kennedy, he's a sophomore for us, kind of more on the offensive side, has started to emerge a little bit as a leader in terms of his voice and trying to get guys organized and trying to help us refocus when that comes in.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kennedy. I'm the captain of the men's lacrosse team here at Iona. It's really special because it's not an opportunity that a lot of teams get to have. We're one of the few teams that have started the program past years, but it's just really special that with this group of guys, this coaching staff, it's a really cool moment. We were very strict with building a culture, building a foundation, because there is nothing to build off of. No one knows what to do since we were all freshmen, and then try to really just keep it into this year when we brought in 23 more guys, just really pushing it onto them as well so that it stays strong through each class and doesn't just things don't change, we don't slip up.
Vincenzo Gramaglia, he's a face-off midfielder for us, also a sophomore. He's a little bit more of the classic lead by example guy, but he's constantly putting in effort in the weight room, putting effort into his craft, and kind of does all the right things that I think his teammates are starting to notice and obviously respect him for that.
We feel that as we get older, we could gain more wisdom, and I feel that as we get older, because we didn't have any upperclassmen to look up to, we kind of have to learn everything just through each year, and then we could basically pretty much pass down what Coach Sermon has taught us and help create that culture at Iona pretty much. We would hope to pass down the whole culture of creating solid young men, not only on the lacrosse field but off the lacrosse field more importantly, because you're only here for 4 to 5 years where you have your whole life ahead of you, and that's what really matters.
With the youthfulness of our team, being inexperienced, being a young program, trying to avoid some of those youthful mistakes, whether it be substitution issues or the game of lacrosse skill, stick work, and making sure that we can throw and catch passes, especially under pressure, understanding our scheme and our game plan. All of those things are definitely avoidable, but when you have a group of 18 to 19-year-olds, that can sometimes get lost in the sauce a little bit. So we want to make sure that we're helping those guys to understand, all of those essential details. Some people say the little things. For us, we call them essential details matter, and they culminate into an opportunity for us to put ourselves in a position to be successful. One thing that was really special with last year's first team, first class, is it was such a small group that there weren't any cliques or any little pockets of guys. There was only 17 of them, so everybody kind of hung with everyone, and they were kind of going through this experience on their own. And I think that shared newness really helped those guys get pretty close pretty quickly. We also try as hard as we can through the recruiting process to, and I know every coach will say this, but find the right guys, guys that we feel like are, I've always felt if we can get the right people on the bus, get the right people in the locker room, the rest will take care of itself. We've been pretty fortunate through that of just being correct in recruiting and making sure that we're bringing in guys that understand what our core values are as a program and exemplify those traits. And so some of that is being personable and being open and being kind, and they're guys that you want to hang around. They're guys that you want to be connected to, and so they've gotten pretty close pretty quickly. I think the other thing that's unique with a new program is when I've been in other programs in the past, you kind of talk about the program as it's this other entity. It's this thing that's existed across space and time. But for our guys, when we reference Iona University men's lacrosse, yes, we're talking about this program and this kind of abstract thing, but it's very clearly right now the Jimmies and the Richies and the Vincenzos and other guys on our team, because no one has worn the jersey before, no one has been in that role before. So I think for our guys, they take an exceptional amount of pride and probably have a deeper connection to our program than candidly any other place that I've been to, just because it's not this abstract thing, it's a direct result of the guys that are in our locker room right now. And so they hold that in the highest esteem, and they make sure that their actions kind of push towards the goals and the program that we want to have. I give them a lot of credit for that.
Honestly, I came here for the reason that it's a new program, and I know some people might say, like, why would you do that, or could have gone to other places, but as a player of this team and what I'm seeing, we're all here ready to set records, put stuff in the books, win championships, and just get our name out there. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be able to show people that it is very much possible to get to that level. It is going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort, but I think as a team, and especially me, myself as a player, if we push enough, if we do the hard work that we're doing, I can eventually get to those big goals that we're all seeing that we can all do.
Well, hopefully short term, we're the guys who, hopefully score the first goal in history, win our first game in history, like things like that. And hopefully within the next 3 to 4 years, when we're all upperclassmen, hopefully win a MAC championship or potentially compete in the tournament.
When those guys are leaving here, if they look back and people can point to our program and say, those are guys that I want to be around, right? On campus, those are guys that help make Iona University a better place. Those are guys that do things the right way. I think if people are talking about our program in that light, then I think those guys will be extremely proud of the program that they created and the legacy that they left behind.
Playing a whole year with no real competitions, it's just not normal, since lacrosse is usually an all-around sport all year. So we've been playing lacrosse for 18 years, pretty much the whole year. And then to have an off year where you just practice, we're just waiting for that first win. So then when that moment finally came, it was just like a sigh of relief, kind of like we're here now, it's real and we're not just practicing anymore. Well, I think, we've already picked up a win. We had a close game with LIU last week. I think it would be when we're seniors and the freshmen come in and don't really know what to expect. We'll have that experience now to be we've lost close games before. We beat teams in our first year. So now we've played together with each other for all 4 years. We can compete with any of these, we can run with any of these teams, we can beat all of these teams. And it's really making them believe it.
I know right now they want to win and they want to compete, and again, having young guys, that's kind of the first thing that comes to their mind, is wanting to be the best lacrosse team they can be. But I'm hopeful that after 3, 4, 5 years in our program, those guys start to see our bigger theme as a coaching staff and helping position them well for their next phase. Whatever they want to go to do on from here, that they're as prepared as they can be for that journey, and their communication skills are great, their commitment is there, their hard work and effort and understanding is there, that they give back in the community that they're a part of. All of those things that we preach within our program, I think if they leave here having achieved that understanding, then I think they're going to be really proud of that legacy.